you create the three-dimensionality by adding the values. And then we're gonna real quick talk about these two paintings that I'm working on. One is an underpainting, black and white, and one is a dog actually, called Mabel. And she is a black and white dog, half in light, half in shadow, super challenging. I love it. And here is my setup that I made for you. So look at that. How easy it is to figure out the values. This is a little painting that I worked today. How do you interpret the values? I'm gonna put the painting right here. How I teach my students, you guys, is this. You have your body tone, in this case, is orange. And so you choose the closest orange on your palette. And then you have, look at this orange over here going into shadow. All this side is in shadow. That's value 2. You have the value 1. All this part on the light. That's your body tone. And then that's, like let's say, value 1. Value 2, shadow. And then you have your third value, which is right there, the cast shadow. Look, it's casting over there. And then you have highlights. What are the highlights? They're the lightest of every color where the light hits. And so I interpret the lightest values everywhere. I have my white in shadow. I simply chose blue and I simplified and I made it almost like a fantasy painting. And I simply decided to do a blue shadow to interpret the white in shadow. It's not realistic, but it does the trick. It's just a fun, quick 30-minute painting. And that is my cast shadow value. And here are all my little highlights. And here's another cast shadow for the tail. And so as an artist, as you creating this, you keep in mind your colors in light, your colors in shadow, cast shadow, and all the values. And then you create a three-dimensional painting out of your life painting. Now, what happens when you have to work from a photo? Same thing. The photo has these values that you have to, at times, create and put in there to make the three-dimensional. And here is this painting that I'm working today, and I decided, because it's so challenging painting something black and white, I decided to work with acrylics and I decided to work with grays. With my grays, before it doesn't get too boring, I'm going to show you what I'm working on and what I'm talking about. Here, this is the underpainting of this horse. So I have this horse. It has black. It has black in shadow, it has black in light, it has black in shadow, it has white in light, it has white in turning into shadow. You have to create all these planes correctly. And then you have this in white and this with the highlight and the influence of your background into the fur, the blue from the sky and whatever greens maybe. And look at this here, this orange is reflecting orange from somewhere. Could be from here, it could be, I don't know. But I decided that I'm going to make gray values to study how is the, instead of trying to worry about what the black is in light, I'm just going to work with the values. I'm going to do dark black, medium black, light black, dark black, and so on. And decide on all these values before I put color, because once I have my drawing and my composition all on the right place, I can then refine and turn into colors. Now look at this other project that I'm working on that is also a black and white. I have half of her in light, half of her in shadow. So this is my blackest black right here. I have to interpret the white in shadow. It's the different white from this side to make an interesting painting. But here is the beginning of it. I'm just started on this, but I thought I would share this with you and show you the challenges of creating a black and white dog. So very quickly, I didn't do it in acrylic this time, but I simply decided to add white where I saw white and dark where I saw dark with a medium tone. So I have 3 values in here. That's it. And so in this stage, I am simply defining placement, giving the dog some sort of space, and then we can improve on it and refine and bring in the right colors, because actually the photos have interference. All these colors have interference of what's around it. And in this case, I see blues and greens and pinks and browns, and I see so many colors. And look at this little, it's all pink and more red. And so all these colors come in later. They come in later on your conceptualizing stage. That is the stage when you get rid of the photo completely. You can start having fun with colors, and you can add information with whatever color, as long as you respect the value of that spot. Then you add your own personality and your own interpretation and your own fun on the painting. It makes it so unique. Instead copying the picture realistically, you want to add that extra touch of information that you know, that I know. And so you know color theory, you know what works, and then you put the right temperatures, and then you create with the information that you know. And so most importantly from this lesson is values. Values, 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 values. Body tone, shadow, little darker. Cast shadow, your darkest. Highlight, your lightest. And the 5th value that you can add there for fun and for dimension, very important value, reflection. The reflection is the color that bounces back into the shadow. And what color is that? It's the color that's influenced by where that light is hitting from. Or whatever color you want to put there to make a statement and to make some contrast and to make something pop and make something pretty. It's an artistic decision. Does this color go well in here? I'm gonna use it. Yeah. And then if it doesn't look well, you wipe it off and you try another color. Bye. Thank you all. And don't forget to subscribe.